Can the bullish trend continue after Bitcoin plummets? If you are interested in this issue, please follow me. You are very welcome to use the Bybit link below. Now you can enjoy a Bitcoin contract position worth 1,000 US dollars. As long as you deposit 100 US dollars in KYC. It is a real contract position. That is, as long as you make money, you can directly withdraw the currency and leave. Let's go back to the Bitcoin market and we can find out. Is it possible for him to return to the market after this big drop? Continuing with the bullish trend. In fact, we can revisit the market for a little bit. In fact, we were in the bull market before. Especially when we were in the first half of 2020 and 2021. There were a lot of sharp declines in the bull market. In fact, including our position in the front. It is also a kind of sharp drop. You can find that after we hit a new high. The subsequent drop is very violent and very fast. In fact, it is very violent and very fast like our decline. Let's judge from several points. The first one is that when we were in the previous bullish market, he had a decline. In fact, it quickly formed the starting point of our next wave of bullish trends. You can see that we are at the bottom. When this position broke down, it caused a lot of panic. And then immediately started our next wave of long positions. And our subsequent callbacks were actually the same. Of course, at this position, many long positions were stopped. In fact, the loss and exit, including spot and futures, is actually the same. In fact, the time we wash at the upper position and the range of its decline are actually enough. If you are trading futures, the range of its decline can definitely make you many people appear on the market. So we can actually review the market in the past from 2020 to 2021. In fact, we also experienced a lot of sharp declines. But after the sharp decline, it was actually in a bull market. Its trend is not the same as it can be found in this position. Although we may think that the decline is nothing, we can measure it a little bit. If we go from the highest point to the lowest point, it is also a 17 to 18% decline. In terms of futures, it is absolutely unbearable for such a drop. Of course, we count as the tip of the futures. If the spot is counted as the physical part, it also has 12 to 13%. This sharp drop once is actually pretty scary. We measure it from the highest point to the lowest point in a very short period of time. If we measure 30%, it can definitely include very many futures, including chasing higher. Or if the leverage is too big, you will definitely be swept out of the market in this kind of decline. You can see that he directly received a hammer. From the highest point to the lowest point of the hammer. Don't underestimate us now. The period may be relatively long. But if we zoom in, there is a 20% decline in a single bar. This can definitely sweep futures out of the market. In fact, our current decline is actually similar to this level. But we found that when we fell in the bull market, there was an immediate rise in the market. And there was demand immediately. And he was always narrowed down. He is not like us now. After the fall, we are now like this. He started to fluctuate sideways and there was no demand. This is a very weak rebound. And you can see that we are in the follow-up position. He also appeared in a market that killed the bulls and killed the bulls. The leverage was all cleared out and fell. It is 27%. Of course, we have reached the end of the bull market. And the rise is relatively small. But he also started the rising market immediately. Why don't we need to oscillate and accumulate money? Because we can start the long market in the bull market. And he has already accumulated funds at the bottom. Let us take a look at our current market. Our current market is actually very different from our past few waves. It can be seen that we rarely have this kind of situation after the sharp drop. The level plummeted and he did not have a decent rebound. You can find that after the plunge. He came back to step on the low point below us. And the extent of his rebound was only a few $100s. The extent of his decline was very large. For the big one, if we count from our first red K, we fell to the bottom with a drop of more than 4,000 US dollars. And his rebound was only 5 to 600 US dollars. And then we followed up with sideways oscillations. He didn't look like us at all. In the bull market just recounted. This kind of market that kills bulls. So at present, with such a weak rebound, he has the opportunity to start our next wave of market decline. In fact, 25,000 is a psychological. You can see that we are all supported by the 25,000 point in the front. Our previous low point is also at this point. If we return to the previous low point next time, we will burst out a huge amount. Wow! It will be very bad. We may start the second wave. Although the second wave is very likely to not have a deeper drop than the first wave. If we trigger it at this time, if there is a second wave of pullbacks, it will definitely be a panic. In fact, I have an example. It was in this place at that time, and it was also after our decline in this place. It did not have a big rebound. There must be a lot. So here, okay? They will be forced to close their positions after they are inserted with a stop loss. Then liquidation and buying are the pins inserted by futures buying. You can watch our follow-up. In fact, the spot goods will return soon. There is no demand rebound near the tip of our needle. The rebound is weak after such a huge drop. Then the probability of us continuing to fall will be very high. Then we will rebound later. And I believe our rebound will not be as same as the previous rebound. Did he reach the position of 0.618? Then our background at the time was in a bull market. In fact, the fluctuation of the bull market will be relatively large. And the magnitude of the rebound is actually relatively high. You can see 618. But we are now, I believe, if we turn on the rebound. We can't talk about the point of 618. Such a good point. Then we will cut the level down. In fact, it is at this position. I think he needs to fluctuate for a while. So my personal plan is that if there is a good rebound, of course, the premise is that of course, I don't want him to fall. But at present, it seems that such a weak rebound behavior does not have a rebound in demand. His behavior is very likely to be good in the next wave. Thank you very much. You are very welcome. You can like my video, subscribe and share. Turning on the little bell is my biggest support. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.